everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to talk to you about some books that I have read in February. So the first book I'm going to talk about, it is Regretting You, and this is by Colin Hoover. And this book is really nice, and this book is described from the point of view of Morgan and Clara. Morgan is the mother and Clara is the daughter, who is 17 years old, and Morgan was 17 years old when she had Clara. And this is about their life and what they are going through and how their life changes. Obviously there is a plot twist, and this is about the betrayal of the closest people we know in our life. So this is a life lesson. This book is actually very interesting, and not only just in a romantic way but also in a way that how a mother and a daughter is bonding, and when a child is a teenager, how their parents handle them. They go through a lot of emotions, a lot of hormones and so many things, and how they actually react to their circumstances, and how a daughter and a mother gets their bonding done. So try to read this book. This is very nice, and this will give you a lot of psychological help as well as a lot of mental satisfaction. And the next book I'm going to talk about is Hard Bones. This is also by Colin Hoover, and this book is totally summer vibe. This book is perfect for reading during summer or on the summer vacation, so you will enjoy not only your summer vacation but also live some fictional summer vacation through this book. The main character of this book is Bea and Samson. Bea is a teenage girl who has completed her high school recently and who is living with her mother, who is drug addicted. So basically Bea is living with her drug addict mother, and she hates her life and she has nowhere to go rather than living with her mom. And one day she finds out that her mother is dead due to drug overdose, and then she goes to her dad's house, and which is a beach house basically, and there he meets Samson. And Samson is a boy who lives in the next house of Bea. Samson is Bea's neighbor, lives in the next house of hers, and he is also the friend of Bea's stepsister, whose name is Sarah, and they got their bonding. And this story is about them, how they meet in their beach houses and how they spend their summer and what is their plan for the future. And not only that, but also there are a lot of twists. Obviously there is always a plot twist in Colin Hoover's book, so this book has also a plot twist which totally changes the theme of the book. And this book is about how a teenage girl is struggling with her life, and also how much rage she has for her parents, and also about Samson, who is living also a lonely life, and how Samson comes in Bea's life and changes both of their life. So this story is not only romantic, but also this story is about how you can plan for your future. Like when you are having some troubles in your life or struggling to actually survive, that doesn't mean you have to stop living. There is always hope. So there will be a way that will change your thought process and also help you to move forward. And this book is that. And the next book is, actually this is a series, so I have read Jojo Moyes' Me Before You series, which is the combination of 3 books. The first one is Me Before You, and the second one is After You, and the last one is Still Me. So I think we all have seen the movie Me Before You, I think except me, because I didn't actually watch the movie until I have read this book. You can see this book is literally movie cover. So basically I have bought this book a lot later than the movie was released, and I didn't watch the movie because I don't like watching movies which is from a novel before reading the novel. So recently I have watched the movie. I don't really need to talk about this book because I think you have all seen the movie. If not, then you can actually go and see the movie. But the problem is that the movie does not have all details. When I was watching the movie, the most thing that irritated me is that it's sort of like they are running, like they are literally running to complete the story. I know this is a very compact timing because a movie has only 2 hours, and A book has a lot of details and a lot of moments here that are not in the movie, and they have changes some scenes and also some locations. The scenario I was expecting after reading this book was nothing when I actually watched the movie. The total scenario was changed, especially their house, especially Will Trainer's house. So the main character of this book is Louisa Clark and Will Trainer, and Will Trainer is basically paralyzed and caretaker or carer. So Will Trainer is basically paralyzed and he had an accident, which is the reason behind this, and Louisa Clark is his carer, and how they fall in love with each other, and this is about their story, this book. You can totally read this book even if you have already watched the movie, because the movie is absolutely amazing and it has nothing to say that the movie is so nicely portrayed. But if you read the book, you will get a lot more clear version of their story, a lot more deeper version, and you will see a lot more information and a lot more memories in here, and a lot more detailing that will enhance your imagination. And you might not literally like the movie after reading this book, but you can totally read this book because it is really nice. And after reading this book, you should read After You, which is a sequel of Me Before You, and this is about totally Louisa Clark, like how she is surviving after Will Trainer, and how she is leading her life now, and how she is dealing with her grief, and what are the roads she have taken in her life or she will take in her life, what are the opportunities, and also what are her romantic life. She meets a paramedic whose name is Sam when she was living in the London and working in the airport. This story also has their story, like Louisa's and Sam's story. And not only that, this book actually has a very great plot twist. Like, there is a character who is Lily, and who is apparently directly connected to Will Trainer, and she is only 16 years old and she is connected to Will Trainer. So if you read this book, you will understand what is their relation and how they bond together. It has a lot more story than the previous one and a lot more plot twists, because this is about Louisa moving forward in her life. And Still Me is the third sequel of the book, and in this book, this is about again Louisa and how Louisa moves to Newark and starts living there, and what are her job there, what are the obstacles she is facing, and how her life is going on, how she has moved on. And not only that, but also she finds her existence, like what she likes to do. Most of the time we people do what people want us to do, or people think that we should do. We don't actually understand what we like and what should we do. So just like that, Louisa was doing what she was told that she should do, or she thought that it might help her, so she was doing that to basically survive. But in this book, she finds herself, she finds her passion and starts towards that, and it has a lot more vision about her thinking, about her positivity in life. Because if we read all three books, there have always been some struggles she was going through, but she never basically gave up. She still kept going even after a lot of things had happened and she had lost so many things, but she kept moving on in her life. So this is the final sequel of this book series. This book series is really nice, and if you have watched the movie and you don't want to read Me Before You, then you can read After You and Still Me. And if you haven't read or watched the movie, then you can start from Me Before You and then continue the sequels. This Me Before You series is written by Jojo Moyes. Now the last book I'm going to talk about is Everything Everything. This is by Nicola Yoon. She is a brilliant writer. The main character of this book is Madeline and Ollie. Madeline is a patient of severe immunodeficiency problem. Like, her immune system is so delicate. If she goes out of her house, which is totally ventilated with purified air, if she goes out of her house, she might die from just breathing the air which is not purified. So her health condition is that bad, and One day she sees that a new neighbor is shifting in their house, and there she sees Ollie. Eventually their bonding starts, their communication starts, and they fall in love. It's about their story, how Madeline discovers some harsh truth about her life and her mother also. This book is actually converted to a movie which is again named Everything Everything. I have watched the movie recently, but obviously I like the movie. The movie is pretty much accurate to the book, but there are some changes, like in the book Ollie and Madeline used to text each other through email, and they used to connect each other through laptops, but in movie they had phone and they were contacting each other through mobile text, where Madeline actually didn't get her own mobile phone until the very end of the book. So that was a very, I think, mild change in the portrayal of this book. And then this book actually has some pictures in it. Let me show you some. Like you can see, there is a picture. This is the picture of Ollie making a universe. And then again here you can see another picture. This is the picture of Madeline's imagination. So this book is really interesting with the pictures and not only boring with lines and lines and lines in it. So you will really enjoy reading this book. And if you don't want to read book, you can just see the movie. Movie is pretty much accurate to the book, but reading a book has its own happiness, so you can read the book. So this is it for this video. I have talked about the books I have read in February. So basically these are the books that I have read. Regretting You and Heartburn by Colleen Hoover, and Me Before You, After You, Steal Me is by Jojo Moyes, and Everything Everything is by Nicola Yoon. So you can try reading this book. These are really fun books and enjoyable. And thank you so much for watching this video. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.